Great morning, ma'am. I am Nixon Mistura Karate for BS Cream 4183, the leader of Group 5, and my member are Del Rosario Idea, Lumbre Barbuco, and Indaya. And our topics are intellectual and spiritual component.
Good day, everyone. We are in Group 5 and we're going to talk about therapeutic modalities. And for our introduction, the Therapeutic Community Modality Program is a treatment plan which aims to facilitate growth, change of behavior, and social reintegration. Tulad ng mga sinabi ng mga naunang group sa amin is ang TC Modality Program is a program nga para nga to ano to help people na makapag-integrate to society, and also managing psychological, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual aspect through counseling, group therapy, and specific programs. This type of rehabilitation program is very beneficial for participants since they also play active involvement in making an environment of support, respect, and accountability by using behavior shaping tools. Kumbaga kasi, alam naman natin na people who undergo to therapeutic community modality program is those people who commit crimes na alam natin na na need nila ng ganitong program. So dito sa TC, kaharon tayo ng programs which is to help them to go back to the right path, or to guide them to go back to the right path. And also, the program also includes pre-release interviews and vocational training, as well as job rotations in preparation for life outside the facility. In its holistic and community-oriented approach, or the Therapeutic Community Modality Program supports individuals' rehabilitation and transformation. So, dito nga kasi, they did something bad, or what you call evil in nature, or evil because sinabi ng law, but they need a second chance to reintegrate into the community. So, sa report po namin is matatakal po namin dito yung mga components and some philosophies na and mga ginagawa inside the program. So, overview, we're going to talk about the intellectual and spiritual components, the TC philosophy, it's after the flag ceremony, the TC unwritten philosophy, theme, concept of the day, vocational survival skills, livelihood, and skill training. And we're also going to talk about the organizational hierarchy of therapeutic community, which is from the highest to lowest personnel. Job functions, yung mga ginagawa, mga trabaho nila sa loob ng community. Functions of the different positions in the hierarchy, yung mga ano nga ba yung ginagawa ng isang personnel dito. Ano ba yung role niya sa community? The Therapeutic Community Modality Program Department and Functions, Staff Functions, and Job Changes. Let's talk about the intellectual and spiritual components. So, spirituality. Spirituality is any action or activity that reflects or bring out the goodness in a man. So, since spirituality po involves the recognition of a feeling or sense of belief that there is something greater than myself, or something more to being human than sensory experience, and that the greater whole of which we are part is cosmic or divine in nature. Sabi po siya ni Spencer no 2000. So, sabi po is spirituality, ano daw po siya, recognition ng feeling or sense of belief na meron pang mas maganda or mas malaki, something greater para sa akin. Ibig sabihin, it's not just me, but it's through my spirit yata is there's something more good, greater things na meron sa akin na hindi ko pa na dapat mailabas ko siya. So, spirituality in therapeutic community modality aims to help residents find meaning and purpose in their lives. And it provides activities that foster a deep connection with oneself, others, and a higher power. So, by addressing inner longings and spiritual needs, TCMP seeks to enrich the lives of its residents. So, yun nga. Alam naman natin na sa TCMP, lahat dyan is ma-encounter. So, sa spirituality po is kailangan natin magkaroon ng connection, deeper connection sa sarili natin. Na bakit nga ba nangyayari to sa akin? Tama ba itong ginagawa ko? Kasi sabi nga ni Spencer is, we are part is cosmic or divine in nature. So, ibig sabihin parang, may, yung goodness natin, kunyari, sa isang tao, nagkaroon siya ng crime. Which is na, kumbaga, na-cloud na yung judgment niya, hindi na siya, mali na yung ginagawa niya. So, sa spirituality, sa spiritual components ng TCMP, dito natin binibring out ulit yung goodness sa people. So, yes. So, let's continue sa intellectual component. Ang intellectual component responds to the natural human characteristics of yearning for knowledge in order to attain a higher level of understanding. So, the intellectual component focuses on stimulating residents' minds and fostering a love for learning. By providing educational opportunities, the Therapeutic Community Modality Program aims to help residents regain their self-esteem and develop a sense of purpose. This intellectual growth is crucial for the rehabilitation and successful integration to society. Bakit nga ba? So, sabi dito is, in-stimulate niya yung mga isip ng mga tao para mag-foster and fostering a love for learning. Kasi, di ba sabi nga, yearning for knowledge in order to attain a higher level of understanding. Ibig sabihin, sa intellectual component, dito, tinuturuan yung mga residents na hindi ka lang dyan. If gusto mong may matutunan pa, gusto mo na hindi ka lang nandyan, then you need to yearn for intelligence or for knowledge para mas maintindihan mo yung complexity ng buhay. So, by providing educational opportunities, alam naman natin na sa TC modality program is nag-aaral pa rin sila. The program sought to reintegrate these people to society. So, kumbaga, parang unti-unti nagkakaroon ng alam pa or nagkakaroon ng deeper understanding yung mga tao sa paligid nila. So, sa the TC philosophy after the flag ceremony. So, eto sa TC philosophy, may napagtanungan ako which is nag-undergo din siya sa rehabilitation pero hindi sa therapeutic community. So, parang may ganito din sila. Pero sabi, it's not just that. So, it's more on your feelings or how you really niyayakap yung pagbabago, kung paano mo sa sarili mo siya. So, sa TC philosophy, surrender number 1. It says here that I am here because there is no refuge, finally, from myself. Ibig sabihin nito is, I am where I am right now because I admit that something went wrong with my life that I have no control over. Ibig sabihin, sa pag-surrender mo, inaamin mo na siya sa sarili mo na may ginawa kang mali. Okay? Na hindi mo makontrol. Or wala kang control kasi nagawa mo yun. So, ina-admit mo na siya sa sarili mo. Kaya nga, there is no refuge finally from myself. And I admit that I need the help of a higher power and of others to bring positive change in my life. So, dito nga sa sinasabi natin na sa surrender is bring out the goodness in a man. Ibig sabihin, tutulungan natin siya na maibalik yung faith niya sa sarili niya, faith niya sa kay Lord para hindi niya na magawa yung ginawa ng crime. Self-disclosure. Until I confront myself in the eyes and heart of others, I am running. Until I suffer them to share my secrets, I have no safety from them. Afraid to be known, I can neither know myself or any other. I will be alone. Sa self-disclosure, sabi na, until I confront myself in the eyes and the heart of others, ibig sabihin, I'm going to trust myself to you. And sabi dito, I know that unless I came out in the open and admit my mistakes, I will forever be running from them. I need to disclose my deepest secrets to my peers so that I can find the right way of dealing with them. By opening myself up for others to see through me, I will be free from my own demons and let others guide and help me through my ordeals. Nobody can help me unless I let them know my woes and let them understand that like them, I also need help. So, ibig sabihin dito, para sinusurrender mo na yung sarili mo na kailangan ko na ng tulong. Kasi nga, self-disclosure siya. Kailangan mo na ng tulong, hindi ko kaya na ako lang. May problema din ako, kailangan ko magsabi sa ibang tao. Kasi kung hindi ko yun magagawa, or kung hindi ako magsasabi sa iba, sino ang tutulong sa akin? Bukod sa sarili ko, kung tutulungan ko yung sarili ko, kailangan ko ng tulong ng iba. So, sa reflection, where else but in our common grounds can I find such a mirror? Okay. Reflection. Hindi lang siya basta sinasabi natin na mirror. Hindi lang siya basta salamin. It's a reflection of oneself. Yung feelings natin para sa sarili natin. Sabi dito, there is no better place to disclose my feelings than in a place full of people with similar experiences, where I feel safe and free from prejudice. People are here for different reasons but with common problem. It is easy to identify with somebody who is going through the same experience as me. So, sa reflection, where else but in our common grounds, ibig sabihin, pare-parehas kayo ng experience. Kumaga, similar experience, not pare-parehas talaga. Similar lang siya. And, that way, parang you seek comfort to people na meron ka sariling kasi nakaka-relate ka. Then, sa self-realization, here together, I can appear clearly to myself, not as the giant of my dreams, not the dark of my fears, but as a person, part of the whole, with my share in its purpose. So, what is it? Ano yung self-realization? Kumaga, tinatanggap mo na sa sarili mo na naiintindihan mo na yung sarili mo for better. Kasi sabi dito, when I start to understand myself better, I began to realize how all my negative behaviors came to be. Na-realize mo na yung mga ginawa mo mali, ay mali talaga, na dapat hindi mo siya dapat ginawa una pa lang. It is easier to deal with something when we understand its roots. I will learn not to look at myself as too big or too small to handle all my worries. So, yun nga. Dahil, dito sa self-disclosure, yun nga, parang sinusurrender mo na yung sarili mo, katulad dun sa surrender, na kailangan mo nga ng tulong. So, sa self-realization naman, I will learn not to look myself too big or too small to handle all my worries. So, hindi mo siya kakanyahin at hindi ka rin naman din depende sa ibang tao. Kumbaga, magbabalance ka na lang para sa sarili mo. And I will learn that I will deal with them as a person among others who are united together to help each other by relating our similar attitudes and behaviors. So, dito, makakatulong ka na rin sa ibang residents na kasama mo. Kasi na-realize mo na yung mali mo. Na-realize mo na kailangan mo na magbago. So, From that, makakapagbigay ka na ng advice sa kanila. Then sa growth, in this ground, I can take root and grow. I realized that this environment can help me overcome my mistake and start a new life. I can anchor myself in this community to foster permanent change. Kunyari, may mga halaman. May halaman doon na napupulok na. So, imbis na maka-apekto pa yon, tatanggalin mo yun. Together, it's root. So, sabi doon sa growth, in this ground, I can take root and grow. Ibig sabihin, ibabalik ka with a positive mindset, positive behavior that you can reintegrate into the society na ulit for permanent change. Self-worth. Not alone anymore as in death, but alive to myself and to others. I begin to believe in my ability to overcome all my challenges and give out all my best for myself and others. I also believe in my ability to be of help to others who are in similar situations. So, sa self-worth, hindi ka na mag-aano dito. Kasi nga, naniniwala ka na sa ability mo na makakatulong ka na. Diba? For conclusion sa TC philosophy, the TC philosophy is a roadmap The TC philosophy is a roadmap for personal growth and recovery. It emphasizes the importance of honesty, empathy, and community by sharing experiences, seeking help, and understanding ourselves. We can overcome challenges and build a better future. The philosophy encourages us to be patient with ourselves, to forgive our mistakes, and to support one another. It reminds us that we're not alone and that together we can heal and grow. So, sa TC philosophy, bukod sa sarili mo, nakakatulong ka rin sa ibang kasama mo. So, let's talk about the TC unwritten philosophy or the therapeutic community unwritten philosophy. So, number 1 is honesty. So, honesty is responsible love and concern. So, learn how to accept and criticism. As the importance of truth and the relevance to recovery. Kasi kung hindi ka marunong tumanggap ng criticism, ang narcissist mo naman, diba? Di naman sa pag-aano. Pero, if you don't know how to accept defeat, then, how can you grow? And to be aware is to be alive. Learn how to be conscious of what is going on around our environment. Yun nga. To be aware is to be alive. Hindi to ignorance is bliss. Kailangan aware ka sa nangyayari sa paligid mo. Okay. Trust in your environment. Be careful what you ask, you might get it. Learn to appreciate what we have. So, let's just be content on what we have na. Kunyari, Huwag kang magpapadala sa greed. It's okay to be greedy a little, pero lahat tayo may greed. Lahat tayo. Pero, wag nating, kung eto lang yung border, wag kang gumanon. Okay? So, honesty and trust are crucial for personal growth and recovery. To benefit from a program, individuals must believe in its potential and be willing to be open and honest about themselves. Yun nga, para nga maging successful yung pag-reintegrate sa society, dapat, alam mo yung potential mo, tsaka willing ka mag-open sa iba at sa sarili mo. This openness allows them to utilize the program's resources and tools to make positive changes in their lives. So, be careful what you ask, you might get it. People often seek more than they need. Yun nga. Kung hanggang dito nga lang yung greed dapat ng tao, kang aangat doon. And learn to appreciate what we have. And which can, kasi nga, pag tumaas, kung lumampas ka na dun sa border na yon, it can lead to negative consequences. Diyan na nagkakaroon ng crime. Oh, bakit yung magnanakaw ka para lang, mang-i-istapa ka para lang makuha mo yung luho mo. It's important to appreciate what we have and use it to improve ourselves. So, kung gusto mo ng malaking bagay or mamahalin na bagay, then learn how to invest. Learn how to grow your money. Yon. The next, no free lunch. If you want something, work for it. Nothing worthwhile come easy. Achieving goals requires effort and dedication. Hindi to pag nagdasal ka kay Lord, gagawin niya agad. Kaya nga meron tayong kasabihan na nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. Kay Lord ka hihingi ng guide to the right path para magawa mo yon at ma-achieve mo yung goal mo. You can keep it unless you give it away or learn to share. Sharing knowledge and helping others can bring personal satisfaction and enrich our lives. Kasi yun naman talaga ang dapat eh. Kung ang nakikita naman natin, di ba, yung mga tao nagbibigay, is pinagpapala. And when goes around, comes around. Whatever you do unto others will be undone to you. Our actions have consequences, both positive and negative. It's important to treat others with kindness and respect. Yun nga. Ang nakatataas, hindi nababa at ang nasa baba ay itinataas. Tulad yan ang sinasabi lagi ng classmate ko. Act as if. Learn to go with the flow until we are able to embrace it, and behavior will soon become natural. Adapting to changes can be challenging, but it's necessary for personal growth. By embracing new ideas and experience, we can overcome obstacles and achieve our goals. Hindi ka magsistay lang dito. Okay? Hindi, bakit? Ito yung turo sa'yo, yun lang gagawin mo. Eh, paano kung meron na palang iba na mas madali or nag-innovate na ang panahon? Nagbabago. Then, learn how to, learn to embrace new ideas and experiences para mag-grow ka rin sa sarili mo. Next, understand rather than be understood. It's important to be understanding and empathetic towards others, even when they make mistakes. By putting ourselves in others' shoes, we can build stronger relationships and avoid conflict. Yun nga. Kung kunyari may problema siya, sasabihin, nagnakaw siya or may ginawa siyang masama kasi dala ng kahirapan. Kung ikaw yung nandun, sabihin natin na hindi mo gagawin kasi nasa comfortable place ka. Pero kung ikaw yung nandun, magagawa mo yun. Okay. Okay, na tayo? Personal growth before vested status. Ano nga ba to? Before seeking external validation or success, focus on developing your own skills and character. Ito yung mga napapanood natin sa reels yata na parang ewan ko kung napapanood niyo yun, pero yung parang magaling siya, so tinitake niya yung credit ng isa. Ganon. So, instead of doing that, then develop your skills to prove yourself. Okay. So, compensation is valid. A reward for working hard is well deserved. Lahat tayo. Diba? Kunyari tayo, nagawa tayong thesis ngayon. Tapos na-defend natin. Thesis defended tayo, diba? O manifesting, thesis defended. O, deserve natin ng reward. Compensation is valid. Kung gusto mong, mag-Jollibee, gusto mong mag-resto, o kaya Japanese restaurant, or mag-Sangyup, deserve mo yun. Kasi, you've worked hard. And hard work deserves recognition and reward. Kung nag-thesis dependent tayo, ibig sabihin na-recognize yung gawa natin. Deserve natin ng reward, di ba? Okay. Forgiveness. To accept what has been done. Move on and get over the hurt and anger gives us a feeling of inner peace and happiness. So, ito may kilala akong ganito. Kasi nabuhay siya nung Japanese occupation. So, hanggang ngayon, may galit pa rin siya, pero not by the Japanese, but to her parents. Kasi, why? Kasi halos siya na yung nagpalaki sa mga kapatid niya. Sa kanya na lumaki, siya na yung bumuhay. Mga parents niya, wala lang. So, I'm always telling her na you should, patawarin mo na sila para makatulog ka na ng mahimbing. And, failure to get over the pains will pin us down and stunt our progress. Totoo yun. Kasi siya hanggang ngayon, ganun pa rin, monthly, ganun pa rin yung, niya, pinahirapan daw siya ng mga magulang niya. So, to the point na pinahirapan niya na rin yung anak niya. So, kasi parang, kung ganun yung naranasan mo, hindi ka magpapatawad, gagawin mo lang din yun sa next generation. Parang ganun. So, ibig sabihin sa forgiveness, just for your own inner peace, patawarin mo na yung sarili mo. Okay, number 3, humility. What is humility? Being humble allows us to recognize our limitation and strive for improvement. Do I need to explain that? No. Being humble always allows us to recognize our limitations. So, kung kung meron ka nito, then, you know what's good and what's bad. You know your boundaries, your limitations to do bad. Kung alam mo na mali na to, hindi na ako magnanakaw, hindi na ako papatay ng tao. Number 4, you alone can do it, but you can't do it alone. Learn to seek help from others. So, what is it? Pride in quality. Okay. Kaya mong gawin. You alone can do it, but you can't do it alone. Or, in short, accomplish your work with your full potential, because the result of this will always be a reflection of yourself. Okay, yun nga. You alone can do it, but you can't do it alone. Learn to seek help from others. You alone can do it, but you can't do it alone. Okay. Parang sinasabi na alone ka, pero hindi ka lonely. Parang ganun. Tama ba? Tama. You can do it alone, but you alone can do it, but you can do it alone. Okay, gets. So, kunyari, sige, pangalanan na natin. Yung boyfriend ko. Kaya niya namang gawin. Pero kailangan niya pa rin ng support from others, di ba? Parang ganon. Okay. So, sa pride in quality, kasi nga sinasabi na yung ginagawa natin is reflection siya ng sarili natin. Sabi nga ng nanay ko, kung gaano kadumi ang bahay mo, reflection yun nung nakatira. Parang ganon. Number 6, feelings don't think. We should think carefully before acting rather than reacting impulsively. Huwag natin isisi sa tawag dito. Kunyari, namatay, may sinaksakan, impulsive lang yon. Hindi. Big sabihin nun, yun, tawag dito, kung sumagi sa isip mo, meron ka pang split or 1 to 2 seconds na tawag dito, na isipin kung gagawin mo ba yun o hindi. Diba? And guilt kills. Ito yung number 7 natin. Guilt kills. Holding on to guilt can negatively impact mental health. It's important to forgive oneself and move forward. Nakakamatay po yan. Hindi. Nakakabaliw. Nakakabaliw po ang pag-hold on to guilt. Kasi nagkakaroon to na ng negative effect sa mental health natin. So, patawarin mo na yung sarili mo. It's not easy to forgive. But you ask guidance from the Lord to help you move forward and hang tough. We feel that there is no end in our miseries and we feel helpless and hopeless. No matter How dim life seems to be, there is always hope in every problem. Sabi nga, tuwing uulan, pagkatapos ng ulan, may rainbow. Ibig sabihin, yun yung hope. Diba? Na in every storm in life na mapagdadaanan mo, may hope pa din. So, huwag ka gagawa ng masama. And you are your brother's keepers. One for all for one. In a community, everyone is responsible for each other's well-being. Supporting one another is essential for collective success. Ewan ko kung na ano pa to sa ano namin, pero sa cream, one for all for one tayo dito. Tulad nung gumulong tayo sa ground, na ang tagal-tagal natin gumulong. To the point na nagka-rashes na yung iba, tulad ko, nagka-rashes ako. Ang tibay mo, goods yun. Tibay mo, hindi talaga umamin. So, yun, na alam na natin yung TC philosophy and the unwritten philosophy. Next reporter.
Next naman po is team concept the day. First po niyan ay refers to a word or saying of that will serve as guide to community to ponder upon its relation to their day-to-day interaction and behavior. Example po ng team nila, concept of day, ay morning greetings po. Sisimula po yung ano nila sa unang pagka may pagkakilala po, tapos kakaroon po ng prayer meeting and ritual starts with another day. After repeating community, it's extended to the whole community for an hour. Ang sunod naman po is meditation. It's discovering your inner sanctuary. The visualization of meditation is used to help an individual establish a practice of moving his attention within, finding his place or relaxation and peace of consulting his inner wisdom. Medication po ay yung treatment po ng drug use provided highly socialized learning medicine to encourage positive change. Yung medication po, yung mga minsan po lang nakalagay dito ay yung mga drug abuse o drug user po na gusto nilang magbago. Dadaan po sila ng medication para po matagal yung negative side na maging good, tsaka maging mental health stable. Next po is seminar. Are activities in TC that provide intellectual stimulation and seek potential involvement among the resident. Ito po yung nangyayari dito, yung pagka may pagsasama-sama po sila, may pupunta po doon, magkakaroon po ng seminar para idea sila sa improving the speaking po ng mga PDL o kaya mga writing ability po ng mga PDL. Kasi po hindi man lahat doon nung nasa PDL marunong mag-ano. Kaya po nagkakaroon po ng seminar. And the ability to understand information being presented. Yun po naman ang seminar. Next naman po is debate. The debate is introduced to provide the residents the opportunity to learn how to reasonable and put together arguments in logical manner. So narito ako, may team A at team B sa mag-aano po sila, magbibigayan po ng salita, ng debate. So bibigyan po ng 5 minutes. Tapos po, yung mismong head po nun, ang magpapaliwanag sa kanila yung nasa gitna po nila. Puno po yung mismong sinasabi nila. Kung ano yung mga, yung may hinina yung isa, may sinasabi rin yung isa. Nasa gitna po yung magpapaliwanag sa mga sinasabi nila. Next naman po ay mga ginagawa nila po, games. The grab bag is form of seminar which enhance the resident's ability to communicate, analyze idea, and develop insight about themselves with the use of definition, identification with an image object. Ito po yung grab bag, yung parang pang laro po to na may kukunin ka sa loob, tapos hula mo kung ano yung object na yun. Tapos maiano mo sa sarili mo yung object na yun. Kunwari, kandila. Pag nahawak mo kandila, pangmahabang buhay. Next naman po is Saturday night activity. Ito naman po yung mga magga-gathering po sila ulit every Saturday to purpose humor entertainment after an instant hectic week. This give us the chance and lose the socialize. Ang ginagawa po dito nila is the presentation to develop the talents among the resident. Example po dito is fellowship, prayer meeting po, parang may prayer meeting pa rin. Tapos daily devotion, kung ano yung ano mo, religion mo, may yan naman doon. Tapos sacramental celebration and chaplain priest fellowship. Ito yung kadalas na ginagawa sa Saturday night activities. Last naman po is vocational survival skill livelihood training. This tool, project, proposal, training design, feasible studies, and participant resident staff conduct skill inventory of the resident to determine the appropriate skill, talent, training needed. This will help skilled staff on outsource trainer residents when they train up their specific field interest and be the source of livelihood. Ang ibig sabihin po ito, vocational and survival skill, livelihood, and skill. Dito lang po ang mga PDL kung saan po sila magaling. Like, skills training sa pagkaayos ng mga pagtatahi. Mga example, pagtatahi ng mga bagay. O kaya yung ano bang ginagawa na iba ng mga like pagtatahi. Tatahi siya kung sa dun nung pinaka ano nila way nila ng training para yun nung pinapractice ng isang PDL kung siya doon siya magaling. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Good day everyone, and I Aaron Card 4183 BS Screen. My topic is organizational hierarchy of therapeutic community, Class ATC community, jail population 1,000 up. Nandito po yung business office department, admin, kitchen department, food service officer, housekeeping department, records, grounds landscaping department, custodial, laundry department, logistics, maintenance department, operations, special service department, IWDO, expediting department, paralegal. Dito daw po ay nagtutulungan ang mga residente para itaguyod ang personal na paglago, pananagutan at rehabilitasyon na may pagtuon sa suporta ng kasamahan at paggalang sa isa't isa. Next, Class BTC community, jail population 500 to 999. Business office department, admin, kitchen department, food service officer, housekeeping, laundry department, records, grounds landscaping maintenance department, custodial, special service department, IWDO, Expediting Department, Paralegal. Halos same lang din po siya nung nauna. Dito din po ay para mapanatili ang kaayusan at suportahan ang rehabilitasyon. Next, job functions. Department meeting is conduct weekly assignment of task which will last for 1 week in rotation basis within the department. Each team will be assigned one expeditor to monitor the job function. Job rotation will be primarily based on the progress, performance, and capability each resident. Promotion or demotion can happen during the process. Dito daw po ay para matiyak na ang lahat ng activities ay epektibong magkakaugnay para suportahan ang matagalang pagbawi at pagsasama. Function of the different position in the hierarchy. Coordinator. A positive role model deals with the attitudes of the residents and acts as a member of the panel during the haircut and the address resident in general meeting. The leader of a team assigned to oversee of specific department, kitchen department. Responsible for reporting job change and recommends cutting off learning experience. Assigned as coordinator on duty of the day and delegates tasks to be covered for the day, investigating and booking. Dito po ito po yung mga nangunguna sa pagtutok ng mga activities na may pagsisiguro na ang mga miyembro ay may sapat na impormasyon at pagmamonitor ng progreso. Next, coordinator on duty. Number 1, he is designed as coordinator of the duty to conduct inspection in cells, kitchen, and other areas where residents are allowed together within the staff on duty. And the chief expeditor 2 delegates tasks to other coordinators. 3. Under direct communication, the chief expeditor 4 must always be aware and records all the events, incidents of the day to the logbook. Number 5, must have direct link to staff on duty. Number 6, responsible that disseminate information coming from the staff or director. Number 7, evaluates or validate different incidents and seeker staff's acknowledgement. Ito naman po yung responsableng tagapagpangasiwa ng mga gawain at tauhan sa isang particular na shift o oras. Nakatutok din po ito sa pag-aalaga ng pangangailangan ng mga kliyente o customer. Yun lang po.
Great day everyone. My name is Jan Tyler Barbuco, BS Cream 4183. So ang i-discuss ko sa inyo ngayon is about sa function of the different position of hierarchy. So mag-umpisa na tayo dito sa chief expeditor. Sino nga ba ito? Siya yung mga nagmamanage ng mga job function, activities, and program. And siya rin yung nagbibigay din ng utos sa assistant chief na magkaroon ng authority sa pangangasiwa ng mga activities, no? So, yung chief expeditor din, siya rin yung nakikipag-communicate sa coordinators and mga department head kapag may mga gagawing program and mga activities. And din naman sa mga coordinator sa mga pagdating sa activities, chine-check niya yung bawat araw at bawat oras, no. And next naman ay yung assistant chief expeditor. So nabanggit ko kanina na ang chief expeditor ay nagbibigay ng otoridad sa assistant chief expeditor na mga siwa sa mga program na mga gagawin, mga activities. And yung assistant chief expeditor din yung nangangasiwa dun sa mga activities sa loob ng mga dormitories. And then kapag may mga meetings and seminars, kapag wala yung chief expeditor, yung assistant chief expeditor naman yung papalit sa kanya, or nagiging acting chief expeditor. So yung next naman ay yung department head. So ano nga ba yung ginagawa ng department head? Siya yung nagsasagawa ng mga meetings, program, and ito din yung nagbibigay ng mga kung ano yung mga gagawing tungkulin dun sa trabaho. And yung department head din yung nangangasiwa dun sa mga sa attendance ng mga team member and dun sa mga ina-attendan, katulad ng mga morning meeting, seminars, and mga group session. So yun yung ginagawa ng department head kapag yung kunyari may mga suggestion yung mga team member, siya yung nag-grant or nagde-deny ng mga requests, no. So mapunta naman tayo dito sa department crew. So ano nga ba yung mga ginagawa ng department crew? So yung mga department crew, sila yung mga nagtatrabaho doon, mga nagtatrabaho sa mga kanya-kanyang department. Ginagawa nila yung tungkulin nila doon. Example na lang, meron kasi dyan kitchen department din. So gagawin nila yung tungkulin nila sa kitchen department, kung ano yung mga maitutulong nila doon. So mapunta naman tayo dito sa business officer department. Business office department. So ang ginagawa naman ng business office department, siya yung nag-welcome do sa mga bago and nagsasabi ng mga experience nila. And yun, para ma-shape yung mga bagong member. Then, sila rin yung mga nag-organize sa mga sound system. Yun yung mga ginagawa nila. And kapag may mga pangangailangan, sila yung mga nagpo-provide, no? So, yun lang. Maikling paliwanag lang yung binigay ko. And ito lang yung report ko na about sa function of different position in hierarchy. So, maraming salamat and peace!
Great day everyone, I'm Angel S. Del Rosario from BS Stream 4183 and I am the 5th reporter of Group 5 and today I will be discussing the Therapeutic Community Modality Program Department and Functions. So, yung unang department is yung expediting team wherein ang kanyang function is number 1, oversees the day-to-day affairs of the different department. So, si expediting team, siya yung namamahala, siya yung tumitingin ng pang-araw-araw na gawain katulad ng activities, program ng iba't ibang department. Wherein siya din yung nag-ensure na itong mga department na to is ginagampanan nila ng tama yung work nila in accordance dun sa ina-aim ng program. Then number 2 is they report any incident in the TC facility and overall attitude of the community. So sila din yung nagre-report kung waring may nangyaring insidente during the program, may nag-away, may nasaktan, or yung resident is may sakit. So, kailangan nilang i-report yun para ma-address agad. Then, sila din yung nagre-report ng overall attitude ng community kung sumusunod ba yung mga residente or may mga pasaway. Kailangan nilang i-report yun. So, number 3 is they're also in charge of the attendance of the residents in groups, seminar, statistic, and specialized group. So, si expediting team din yung responsible na mag-ensure na si resident is a-attend siya doon sa program na ginagawa ni TC. Then, dapat din niyang i-make sure na yung mga lalabas dun sa dorm is complete. Mag-head count sila bago lumabas dun sa dorm and pagpasok nila ulit dun sa dorm para ma-make sure na complete sila and walang labis at walang kulang. So, number 4 function is they also confront the attitude around the house and make necessary steps to address them through cooking. So, si expediting team din yung nag-handle ng behavioral problem ng community wherein sila yung gumagawa ng necessary actions or steps para ma-address agad yung problem or yung issue ng mga residents. Then, number 5 function is they coordinate with the staff regarding announcement, activities, medication, and court hearings for proper information dissemination. So, si expediting team din, siya yung nakikipag-coordinate sa mga staff patungkol sa mga announcement, activities na kailangan gawin, medication na kinakailangan ng TC residents, and yun sa mga court appearances ng TC resident. So, sila is nakikipag-coordinate with the staff para yung information is maipasa sa proper or appropriate people. Then, number 6 is they coordinate with coordinator on duty and medical staff in attending to the sick residents. So, si expediting team, siya din yung nakikipag-coordinate kay coordinator on duty and medical staff para ma-ensure na yung may sakit na residente is makareceive siya ng appropriate or tamang medical attention and pangangalaga. Then next is they oversee activities of the residents in the learning experience structure. So, si expediting team din yung tumitingin or namamahala sa participation ng mga residente when it comes to learning experience structure or yung mga programs na makakatulong sa personal development and skill building ng TC residents. Then, for the last function, which is number 8, they prepare designated room assignments upon admission of the new resident. So, si expediting team din, siya yung nagpe-prepare and nag-a-assign ng appropriate room para dun sa mga new residents na inadmit sa TCMP. Then, next department naman is yung kitchen department. Yung number 1 function is prepares and cook food for daily consumption. So, itong department na to, siya yung nagmamanage, siya yung namamahala sa preparation and cooking ng mga pagkain ng TC residents and ina-ensure din niya na yung mga pagkain is properly cooked and well presented. The number 2 function is maintains quality of food and dietary requirements of every menu. So, sa kitchen department, siya yung nag-ensure sa quality ng food na sinaserve nila sa TC residents. And make sure din nila na yung food na sinaserve nila is in accordance with the dietary requirement, wherein dapat yung plate ng isang residente is composed of protein, grains, fruit, and vegetable para ma-meet or in accordance siya dun sa nutritional and health requirements. So, number 3 function is preserve sanitary working environment and maintains kitchen equipment properly. So, hindi lang dapat food quality ang minemaintain ng kitchen department. Dapat minemaintain din nila yung cleanliness ng kanilang working environment. And dapat pinapangalagaan din nila yung mga kitchen equipment para mas matagal pa siyang magamit and mapakinabangan. Then, number 4 function is manages quantity of food servings to minimize wastage. So, si kitchen department, dapat efficient siya sa pagmamanage ng portion ng food na binibigay nila sa TC residents para mabawasan yung or ma-minimize yung pagkakaroon ng waste or sayang na pagkain. Kasi minsan may yung mga TC residents is may natitira silang portion ng food or may mga pagkain silang hindi inuubos. So, dapat sakto lang or sapat lang yung binibigay na portion na pagkain sa mga TC residents para walang nasasayang and nauubos lahat ng sinuserve na food ng kitchen department. So, number 5 function is prepares menu for special requirement and occasion. So, si kitchen department, siya din yung nagpe-prepare ng mga pagkain kunwari may mga events or occasion. So, sila yung nagsasaayos nun, sila yung nagpaplano, ano ba yung kakainan sa morning, sa lunch, and sa dinner. So, number 6 function naman ni kitchen department is they serve meal on time. So, dapat si kitchen department is efficient siya when it comes to food ration. So, dapat on time nilang sinaserve yung breakfast, lunch, and dinners ng mga PDL or no TC residents. So, number 7 function, they should ensure the proper storage of food items to avoid spoilage and contamination. So, dapat si kitchen department is ini-store niya ng tama yung mga pagkain para ma-avoid yung spoilage or pagkasira and contamination. Kasi kapag na-contaminate yung food, pwede siyang mag-cause ng complication sa health ng mga TC residents or ng mga PDLs. Then, number 8 function, they should conduct regular health screening of kitchen workers. So, itong health screening is mahalaga siya kasi dapat yung mga kitchen workers is wala silang sakit kapag nagpre-prepare sila ng food. Kasi kapag meron silang ubo or sipon, pwede nilang mabahingan yung food na prepare nila and mako-contaminate yun. Kapag nakain siya ng PDL or ng TC resident is pwede silang mahawa, and doon sa dorm nila kasi is hindi lang sila 20 persons, marami kasi sila doon. So kapag nagkasakit yung isa, hawa-hawa na sila doon, mas malaki yung problem na kakaharapin ng nagmamanage ng facility. Kaya dapat simulan nila sa dapat iniingatan nila or ine-ensure nila na yung kitchen staff is in good condition and walang sakit para hindi na mas lumaki pa yung problema nila. Then, for the last function of kitchen department, they should maintain proper washing of dishes and kitchen utensils and proper disposal of waste material. So, dapat si kitchen department is proper yung paglilinis or paghuhugas ng mga pinggan or yung mga utensils para kapag nag-prepare sila ng food and nilagay nila dun sa plato is hindi niya makontaminate yung mismong food. Then, dapat yung disposal nila ng mga waste materials is maayos para ma-sustain yung cleanliness ng facility. Then, next department naman is Maintenance and Landscaping Department. So, for the function, it maintains cleanliness of the ground. So, dapat yung ground ng TC resident is panatilihing malinis kasi dun sila nag-recreational activities, dun sila nag-exercise, nagagawa ng mga activities katulad dun sa BJMP, meron silang ground doon. Doon sila nagagawa ng mga parol. Dapat after na activities nila is lilinisin nila yon para sa susunod na gamit nila is malinis na. Wala na silang masyadong gagawin. Ang gagawin na lang nila is ipe-prepare yung mga kailangan sa event or sa mga seminars or other activities na gagawin nila doon. The number 2 function is they're responsible in planning, watering, and trimming of plants, trees, and flower beds. So, si Maintenance and Landscaping Department, sila din yung responsible sa pagtatanim. Kasi hindi lang naman sila puro nasa loob lang ng dorm, laging nakakulong. Hindi. Meron din silang ginagawang activities, katulad yan, tatanim sila, yung tinanim nila is didiligan nila, ititrim nila. Kasi nga, dapat yung buhay nila sa loob is dapat hindi siya naiiba sa buhay nila sa laya based dun sa Mandela rules. Then, number 3 function is the maintain inventory of materials and equipment. So, si Maintenance and Landscaping Department, siya yung namamahala sa pagtatago or pag-i-store ng mga equipment or ng mga materials na ginagamit nila for landscaping and maintenance. Para sa susunod na gamit is alam kung saan nahanapin and available siya kapag kailangan na ulit siyang gamitin. Then, number 4 function is they inform staff or any equipment that needs repair or replacement. So, si Maintenance and Landscaping Department, sila yung nag-i-inform sa mga staff. Kunwari may nasirang materials or equipment, kailangan palitan or ayusin, ini-inform nila yung mga staff para mapalitan or maayos agad yung kinakailangan nilang equipment sa pag-maintain and landscaping. Then, number 5 function is they're responsible in making minor repairs of jail facilities and equipment. So, si Maintenance and Landscaping Department, sila na yung responsible in making minor repairs sa loob ng jail facilities. Kung maring may nasirang mga pinto, may nasirang mga gripo, yun, sila na yung bahalang mag-ayos nun without the need of the outside service provider. For the last function of Maintenance and Landscaping Department, which is the number 6, they're responsible in monitoring proper usage of water and electricity. So, sila din yung responsible and nagmamonitor ng usage ng water and electricity. So, dapat i-minimize lang ng mga PDLs yung paggamit nila ng water and electricity. Katulad dun sa BJMP na pinag-OJT-han namin, yung water nila, wala talaga silang linya ng tubig. So, ang source nila ng tubig is minsan fire station and merong truck talaga na nagde-deliver. So, dapat yung usage nila ng water is minimize lang. May nagkwento nga sa aming officer na ang isang PDL daw, ang kinokonsume niya lang na tubig is isang tabo. So, kasi dapat yung tubig na nirarasyon sa kanila is sumapat para sa lahat. Since wala silang binabayaran para sa tubig at kuryente, dapat yung gamit nila ng electricity and water is minimize lang. Next, for the last department, which is the housekeeping department, its number 1 function is maintain cleanliness of the cell area, mess hall, visitation area, and visitors comfort room. So, si housekeeping department, siya yung nagme-maintain ng kalinisan ng cell areas or yung dorm ng mga PDS and also yung mess hall or yung dining area or yung kung saan sila kumakain. Then, pati yung visitation area kung saan nag-stay yung mga visitors ng mga PDLs and pati yung comfort room ng mga visitors. So, kailangan nilang panatiling malinis yung comfort room para hindi siya mangamoy and para hindi siya mag-cause ng sakit sa mga PDLs. Then, for the number 2 function, maintains inventory of housekeeping materials such as brooms, dustpans, rugs, floor wax, etc. So, parang katulad lang siya dun sa Maintenance and Landscaping Department na meron silang iisang storage wherein andun na lahat ng equipment nila, andun lahat ng materials na kailangan nila for maintenance and landscaping. Katulad sa housekeeping, andun lahat ng kailangan nila sa paglilinis. Katulad nung walis, dustpan, rugs, floor wax para sa susunod na gamit nila. Alam nila kung saan nahanapin, alam nila kung saan nakatago, and kompleto kapag ginamit ulit nila. So, for the last function, provides proper storage of housekeeping materials. So, katulad nga sa number 2, meron lang, itong housekeeping department is meron silang iisang lagayan or storage area para sa lahat ng materials na gagamitin nila sa paglilinis nila. So, that's the end of my report. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you.
Good day everyone. My name is Kevin Lubre, the last reporter of Group 5. My topic is all about the staff function. First is director. What is director? Director is the warden, serves as director of the facility. He oversees all the activities in the program. He designates staff to serve as counselor. He makes final decision as to what sanction or learning experiences will be meted out to hearing residents. Ano nga ba yun? Ang director po ang isa sa pinakamataas na posisyon o sa pasilidad sa loob ng bilangguan. At ito ay nagdidikta sa mga pangalahatang aktibidad hanggang sa critical na desisyon tungkol sa disiplina sa mga residente ng bilangguan. At isa pa rito, hawak ng warden ang huling desisyon tungkol sa mga parusa o mga karanasan para sa mga nagkakamali na mga PDL. Nakakatulong ang mga warden na pangkalahatang tagumpay ng kulungan at rehabilitasyon ng mga residente nito. Next is Assistant Director. This position is usually occupied by Assistant Warden. He takes over the responsibilities in the absence of the Director. He reports directly to the Director and assists him in the conduct of the latter's responsibility. Ano nga ba ang Assistant Director? Ang Assistant Director naman po ay tinatawag na Assistant Warden. Ang Assistant Warden ay nag-uulat sa Director, tinutulungan niya ito sa pagpapatupad sa tungkulin at nagbibigay suporta kung kinakailangan. Ang posisyon na ito ay mahalaga para matiyak ang maayos na operasyon sa kulungan o pasilidad kahit na hindi available ang director natin o ang warden. Next is counselor. Counselor is a staff is assigned as counselor for each department due to the inadequate number of jail personnel. Custodial officers are oftentimes assigned as counselors. The counselors are responsible for the conduct of the different activities of TC on a daily basis. Each counselor will monitor the activities of the responsible department. Ang counselor naman is dito naman po ang counselor ang naka-assign sa bawat department. Sila ang nagkakandak ng mga activities ng mga therapeutic community sa araw-araw. At sila din po ang nagmo-monitor sa mga ginagawa ng mga TC sa mga bawat department. Yun po. Next is job changes. Dito naman po yung yung paulit-ulit na pabago-bago na binibigay na gawain sa mga PDL. Ito yung upang pag-usahin nila yung mga kanilang skills, kumbaga makabuo sila ng malawak na pag-unawa, yung mga ginagawa ng ibang parte ng kanilang trabaho, mababago yon. Kumbaga yung iba naman ginagawa ng iba is yun naman yung gagawin nila. Okay, next is job changes. Dito po is with infractions offense committed upon violation of offenses. Dito naman po is kumbaga yung mga may violence doon binabago yung kanilang mga trabaho, kumbaga mas dinadagdagan, kumbaga pinahihirapan para maging disiplinado pa lalo sila yung mga pagkakamaling nagawa nila. Next is job changes sa pag-vacated position ng pan-release. Dito naman po is yung bago lumaya ang isang TC, papalitan agad. Kumbaga po kunyari sa isang kitchen, may umalis na chef, umalis na yung manager. Bago lumaya yon, may papalit agad na isang trabahador para mas maganda yung para hindi mabakante ganun po ang mangyayari. So, thank you, ma'am. This is the therapy, the last community with structured system combined with regular job rotation, creates an efficient and supportive environment. This dynamic approach fosters personal growth, accountability, and a strong sense of community among residents. Next, ma'am, is recommendation. For the improvement of therapeutic program, we should nurture both the spiritual and intellectual aspects of residents. This includes providing personal spiritual guidance, mindfulness practices, and interpret understanding. We should also offer diverse educational and skill building opportunities. And for the program's ongoing success, we need to regularly review the program with resident input. A well-structured organization, clear roles, and open up communication are crucial. Additionally, personalized treatment plans, family support, aftercare services, and data-driven evaluation can significantly improve outcomes. By addressing these areas, we can create a more effective and supportive environment for residents' recovery and growth. Thank you, ma'am. This is Group 5, and this is all our report. Thank you.